If you're like me and you're always looking for the next makeup hack for our more mature skin, then you have probably seen and most likely tried the Aquaphor stick underneath the eyes for a hydrated, flawless, less cakey, patchy look. And if you're also like me and you followed all those TikTok quick ways of doing it, then you ended up with crappy looking makeup by the second hour. I know this because I've done it. So I'm here to tell you it is more than just applying this to your under eye area. It can work really nice. You can have a great makeup day or a crappy makeup day. It's just a matter of what you layer on top of this, your concealer, and more importantly, the ingredients in your concealer. So let me, as your midlife beauty bestie, walk you through and save you from disastrous makeup days that I myself have suffered. I got you. It's all right here. Let me guess. Your under eye areas look dry, crepey, or tight. And you tried the Aquaphor underneath the eye trick because, well, TikTok told you to. And now your concealer either creases, slides, or disappears by lunch. Today I'm breaking down why that happens, who Aquaphor actually helps after 50, how to use it without ruining your makeup, and exactly which concealers work with this miracle makeup hack and which absolutely do not. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jody. I'm 55. Think of me as your midlife beauty bestie who just likes to share, I'm having a bad hair day. I'm here to share beauty knowledge, what works, what doesn't, so we can weed through all of the noise and to create a positive, just zen place to come on the internet where we can spend time together and just, everything that's going on in the world. I just want to create a space where you come and you just feel happy for the 10 minutes, 20 minutes that we spend together and just enjoy playing with makeup. I mean, it's not that serious. It's makeup. It washes off. Today though, there are days where I've used the Aquaphor hack under my eyes and I've wanted to wash it off immediately. And then there's other days I've used it and I'm like, gosh, my makeup looks really good today. I don't have concealer on, as you're probably seeing those bags under my eyes, the discoloration, because I want to walk you through exactly how to use this product. And the most important thing, you guys, is not just how you use it, but how you layer it. That, my friends, is where the secret is. Now, it's important to remember that this Aquaphor is not an eye cream. It doesn't lift, it doesn't brighten, it doesn't treat dark circles under the eyes. What it does is seal the moisture in. It has petrolatum, which locks moisture. It includes waxes, which are a barrier, and it's great for fragile, thin under eye skin, especially postmenopausal. Think of this as comfort skincare, not corrective skincare. Applying a thin layer of Aquaphor under your eyes before applying concealer is great for dry, crepey under eyes, if your skin feels tight, and if your makeup is cracking from dehydration. It's not ideal if you have very oily under eyes. It's not ideal for people who love a matte concealer look, and it's not ideal for anyone that wants to rush their makeup in under 3 minutes, because this needs to sit and absorb into the skin fully before you can move to the next step. Now, this hack works really nicely on our more mature skin because it seals everything off and gives a little bit more of a smooth texture for you to apply your concealer. But that, my friends, that is where the science comes in. That's what turns a good makeup day into a disaster in under 3 hours. Because of how emollient and hydrating this is, you want to apply about the size of a rice grain for both under eyes. Tap it gently and apply it about 15 minutes before your makeup application. After the 15 minutes is up, just blot it lightly to pick up any left residue before you apply your concealer. You want cushiony skin, not slippery skin. The things you want to look for in concealer ingredients is flexible, not aggressive, hydrating, not matte, and skin-like, not locked down. Now here's a key thing to remember. The Aquaphor hack is considered a heavy eye prep. Heavy eye prep requires flexible formulas. Aggressive concealers, more thick, full coverage, matte concealers, well, they require a lighter prep. You never want to combine a heavy prep with an aggressive concealer on our more mature skin. Things to look for in a concealer that will work with a heavier barrier like this is water or aqua near the top of the ingredient list, glycerin, skin-like oils like jojoba oil, squalane, and olive-derived esters. You also want to look for hydrating, serum, radiant, or skin-like finishes. Those are often found in your sheer to medium concealer coverage. These formulas float on top of Aquaphor instead of fighting against it. So you can see this doesn't mean you have to go buy all new concealers if you want to use this hack. It just means you want to look for the right ingredients. Once you understand what ingredients work with Aquaphor and which ones fight against it, and I'm going to give you an example of both so that you can clearly see what I'm talking about, just go through and look for those ingredients on the concealers that you have, and then just add a little sticker or a piece of tape or a marker on the concealers that work with Aquaphor, so that when you're getting ready in the morning, if you've done the Aquaphor hack, you can quickly grab the concealers that you already know will work well with that hack, and you won't mistakenly grab one that will not work so well. One of the concealers that works really well is the RMS Revitalize Hydra Concealer, because chemically and texturally, this concealer makes sense. It's a hydrating, flexible, and emollient-leaning concealer. It's not a matte or fast-drying formula, exactly what you want when using something occlusive underneath. This concealer starts with water, then light emollients, which allows this concealer to float on top of a sealed surface instead of gripping and cracking. Now, once we apply these concealers, both are gonna look nice, but I'm gonna come back and show you guys what they look like in just 3 hours, because it doesn't take long for the wrong concealer to look wrong when you apply it over this hack. The reason this is a nice hack is because it seals that under eye area, and I look at it as almost filling in some of those laugh lines because of how thick it is and because of how dry our under eye area can be. Now again, if you have oily under eyes, this may not be the right hack for you. This concealer also has the squalene and the jojoba oil that we talked about as an important part of the formula makeup, which helps it work when you lay it on top of a thicker wax formula, which is the Aquaphor. It also has the sheer to medium pigments, the titanium dioxide, but it's not overloaded. And there's no hard setting ingredients, no high alcohol, no strong film formers that help lock in the product, and those things are critical when you're applying them over a base formula like an Aquaphor or a Vaseline. Now, there are some pitfalls when you apply a formula like this that you want to be aware of. When applying a concealer over the Aquaphor, even though it has the right ingredients, too much of that product can produce slip, gathering in lines, and look shiny by midday. So think of this as a light and patience application process, but well worth the payoff. So now we're gonna go to a concealer that does do all the things you want it to do. It is a thicker formula. It does have full coverage. It is fast drying. It is the new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Concealer. I have thoughts on this. It's coming up on a Friday face-off. You don't want to miss that. But I want to share with you exactly why a concealer like this may look okay in the short term. In fact, on top of Aquaphor, it will look really, really pretty. It's as time goes on that you're really gonna notice the problems with this formulation of a concealer. Not necessarily this concealer specifically, but a silicone film forming concealer. You'll recognize these ingredients by dimethicone, vinyl dimethicone, methicone cross polymers. These are all grip plus wear plus firm ingredients. Translation, this concealer is formulated to set, adhere, and stay put. Petrolatum, aka Aquaphor, disrupts silicone adhesion. Petrolatum sits on the skin and prevents evaporation. Now, form-filling silicones, which are found in many full coverage concealers, need a relatively dry and stable surface because they need to anchor and lock. When you put those two ingredients together, adhesion becomes inconsistent, and you can get slipping, creasing, and patchiness once facial movement starts. That's why you often hear women say, "It looked really good when I applied it, but then not so much." Hydration is often present in these concealers, but it's secondary. So some might have glycerin and hyaluronic acid, but these are supporting players, not the base of the formula. Now, you guys know I don't believe in rules when it comes to makeup, but there is some science that helps ensure the longevity of the way product and ingredients layer, as we've just discussed. But if you're like me and you love a full coverage concealer, but you also love the benefits of this hack, you can wear them together, but there's just a few things that you really want to do first. Number one, this should be on at least 30 minutes before your makeup, your concealer specifically, if you are going to wear a full coverage, matte, long-lasting concealer. Ideally, it would go on the night before instead of the day of. You also want to take a tissue and gently blot off any leftover product. Again, you want your skin to feel cushioned and not slick at all. Next is you're going to want to use very little concealer, about the size of a rice grain for both eyes. That's how much you want to use, because you don't want to get that cakey settling look, which you will get once you start to have movement in your eye area. And then expect some settling. Even with those tips, it's higher risk of settling and caking than using a skincare forward concealer like the one from RMS. So you can see the benefit of adding that Aquaphor underneath the eyes. For me, I feel like it shows less wrinkles. It just makes everything look more plump, forward, hydrated, almost, I don't want to say bouncy, but but kind of bouncy, like just hydrated and forward. So here's what Aquaphor looks like with layering the right concealer structure on top of it versus the wrong concealer structure on top of it. Now you could prolong both of these with a very light dusting of powder, but I caution that because that Aquaphor with a powder, that's where you start to get that clumpy or peeling look. So I would set this with just a little bit of powder on my fingers. I'm not gonna do that because not everyone likes to wear powder. And again, this isn't a Friday face-off. It's really more to demonstrate to you if you wanna use this hack. And it is a great hack. It works really well. You just have to know what to layer on top of it to get the look that you're going for. So this is what it looks like right after application. All right, you guys, it's only been about an hour and a half. And this technique isn't about better skin, it's about better pairing. After 50, makeup isn't about control, it's about cooperation. Aquaphor could be a secret weapon or a total makeup disaster. Case in point. Here's what we've got after just 90 minutes. Right away you can see the patchiness where it's uneven, where it's slipped in some areas. You can see the settling into fine lines and wrinkles, and you can see some peeling. Now again, this isn't a direct reflection on the concealer because without that emollient wax underneath, this concealer would probably work fine. But if you want to use it with this hack, and it just depends on, would you rather have a full coverage under eye area or would you rather have a hydrated, more natural under eye area? Those are sort of some of the decisions that you're gonna have to make. This is a great hack. It just comes down to knowing how to layer it. And when you layer it properly with the right type of concealer's ingredients, you can have a nice, flawless, hydrated look. Now again, you could take this look even further with a light dusting of powder. If this little walk down science class helped you stop blaming yourself for the way you're applying your makeup, then be sure to hit that like button. If you want more tutorials and hang out with us in a positive space on the internet, be sure to subscribe to the channel as well as click that notification bell so that you know when I put up new videos. And if you want to become a channel ambassador, I would certainly encourage you to do that. It allows me to keep bringing you great content with unbiased opinions. If you're looking for more ways to connect, and I hope you are, then check out the live stream that I just did a couple days ago. I'll post it right here. I'm going to do live streams once a month, and I hope that you can join us. And if you're looking for a new blush, but you're not sure which one to try because there are so many on the market, then be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the upcoming Friday face-off, which is going to post on Thursday for those of you overachievers, where I am testing a very expensive blush up against a drugstore blush. And the results on this one, not what I expected. I'll see you then. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.